Number 5.
On July of 2014, Lars Meeting ventured on a holiday with two friends to Bulgaria. Lars, 28 at the time, was staying at the Golden Sands Hotel, which was an attractive tourist destination for many sightseers. From what is known of Lars's holiday, Lars spent a lot of his time with friends sightseeing, and during the process of Lars enjoying his holiday, Lars got into a fight with another tourist over a football during a visit to a beach. Lars had attended the beach to join in on a party, but was soon within the center of a beach brawl, which resulted in Lars receiving a small ear injury. Lars attended a medical facility where he was looked at by a doctor for his ear injury. The doctor at the time was alleged to have told Lars not to fly given the injury, and was prescribed some antibiotics before referring Lars to a hospital for follow-up. Once Lars's time had finished regarding his holiday, Lars decided that it was best to remain in Bulgaria until his injury was healed, or at least until doctors said that it was safe to leave. After Lars had determined this, Lars said to his two friends that had accompanied him on the trip that it would be okay for them to return without him, as he would return as soon as he had clearance from doctors. And so, Lars, now alone, rented out a cheap hotel room on a poorer side of town. After spending a night at the hotel, Lars texted his mother due to feeling scared and unsafe. Lars also allegedly texted his mother that he was being followed by 4 strange men who had asked what the antibiotic pills he received from the doctor were. According to a doctor that was seeing Lars had attended a doctor's surgery the following day. However, in a bizarre twist of events, Lars was observed by CCTV cameras to act very strangely. Lars was caught on camera sprinting out from the doctor's surgery without his bags that he brought with him, and is seen jogging outside of the mall and then running out of camera shot. According to eyewitnesses of the event, Lars was last seen climbing over a fence and then disappearing in a forest close by. Some people have speculated that Lars may have received a head injury as a result of the fight he had on the beach, and so had begun exhibiting eccentric behavior as his mind began to shift. In my opinion though, it seems likely that there could be something much more sinister at work here. Being involved in a brawl just days or weeks earlier, only to seemingly have a psychotic breakdown, it seems too convenient that Lars would just disappear in a coincidental breakdown. My theory is that the men who had followed Lars were connected with the medical center, and Lars had made a break for it after sighting one or possibly more of the men, upon which Lars ran into the forest, was eventually chased down, and was likely kidnapped. Perhaps the men would scope out particular medications in order to use for illicit drug manufacturing, and Lars had something they needed. Or perhaps they were somehow associated with the man on the beach that Lars had a brawl with. Whatever the case, be sure to let me know in the comment section below what your theories are.
Number 4.
Ivanovitch was an aspiring 19-year-old Polish student who was awaiting university admission into the Naval Academy. Ivana, like many aspiring students, decided to take some time traveling prior to the potential further study. As such, Ivana booked a flight to Spain where she was planning to holiday. On the evening of July 16, 2010, Ivana, prior to her holiday, along with a friend named Adria, were invited to a party nearby to where Ivana was living with her mother, Ivana Kind, and stepfather, Peter Kind. Ivana and Adria were accompanied by 3 of Adria's friends who were not known by Ivana at the time. Soon after this, Ivana, Adria, and the men, they made their way to a nightclub known as Dream Club. Dream Club was a nightclub that was known as a popular destination for young people and was located in Sopot, Poland. After no more than a few hours, according to reports, Ivana had a verbal altercation with Adria's 3 male friends. as a result of this fight, along with being tired, Ivana decided that she would call it a night and began heading home at around 3:45 a.m. After Ivana left the nightclub, she was captured on CCTV walking back towards her home. On the way, Ivana sent her mum and Adria a text message stating that she was on her way home. Ivana also stated in the text that she was upset that Adria had left Ivana to walk home alone and thought that Adria was a better friend than that. Soon after this, at approximately 4 a.m, Adria and Ivana were able to make amends over a phone call. Ivana, now worried that her mum would become upset about her drunken state, requested to stay at Adria's house that night to sleep off the alcohol. Ivana's request was accepted by Adria, and so Ivana stated that she would leave the keys outside of Adria's home at a location known by the two girls for Adria's arrival. According to records of that night, just after 4:12 a.m, Ivana then texted her mother stating that she would be staying at Adria's house for the night. Ivana was captured on CCTV making her way to Adria's home, which was the last time anyone ever saw Ivana. Within the footage, a man can be seen following close behind as Ivana makes her way briskly to Adria's home. Police reports indicate that while they believe the man captured on the film has nothing to do with Ivana's disappearance, the man has never been located nor has come forward, even after a widespread search involving the media and local residents. Theories regarding Ivana's disappearance range from Adria and her 3 male friends being involved, or at least knowing more than letting on, to Ivana being kidnapped and used within a sex trafficking ring. In my opinion, it seems likely that the latter theory is probably correct. With Ivana setting a high standard for Polish beauty, coupled with the fact that Poland is known for human trafficking kidnappings of women and children, it does seem very likely that Ivana was kidnapped and may still be alive. Perhaps the man caught on CCTV was associated with the kidnapping as he followed Ivana as a scout for a team of human sex trafficking kidnappers. Or maybe he was just an innocent man also walking home from a nightclub. Whatever the case may be sure to let me know in the comment section below what you think happened to Ivana.
Number 3.
64-year-old male Alan Geel was known by family and friends as a quiet person who enjoyed playing video games and going on long walks. On the 25th of February, Alan's now dead, naked body was found washed up on Perranporth Beach in Cornwall, England, at around 2 p.m. Police who attended the scene stated that Alan's death was likely to have been the result of a suicide. However, upon further examination by a coroner, Alan was observed to have significant injuries to his right hand, head, and chest that were inconsistent with drowning. During the course of the investigation, police were able to locate CCTV footage of Alan's movements the day prior to his body being found. Alan's movements were able to be tracked right up to 6:36 p.m. of the day prior to his body being found, wandering the streets of Truro City alone. After which, Alan disappeared until the following day, where his body was located washed up on shore. Oddly enough, along with Alan's body, police located a sock with earphones stuffed inside Alan's mouth. Bizarrely though, the jacket that was found near Alan's body was not the same jacket caught on CCTV, and the jacket that Alan was wearing was never found. Theories of Alan's disappearance and death range from assisted suicide to Alan being kidnapped, killed, and dumped at sea just out of sight from CCTV cameras in a revenge attack. My own theory is that Alan was likely to have been murdered. With a sock found stuffed into Alan's mouth and significant injuries inflicted to his body, it appears likely that Alan was killed. Coupled with this, Alan's body was located with one shoe and nothing else. It seems strange that Alan would strip down to one shoe and not nothing prior to a suicide attempt. Whatever the case though, Alan's disappearance that night and death remains a mystery. Be sure to let me know what your theories are on the case.
Number 2.
Maura Murray, as captured in one of my earlier videos, was a 21-year-old woman who was reported missing after her smashed car was found on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire. If you would like more specific information on the case, then be sure to check out the video in the description below. But in a sort of twisted series of events, there has been some strange developments within the case. In 2012, a mysterious user known as Mr. 112 Dirtbag was located by the YouTube community and was immediately flagged as potentially having an association with the case. Mr. 112 Dirtbag's videos appear to feature ominous clues and mysterious details relating to the Maura Murray case. One such video uploaded was posted on the day prior to Maura Murray's 8th anniversary for her disappearance. Within the video, a man is featured laughing sadistically for most of the video, just prior to pulling a straight face and winking at the camera. Coupled with this video, another piece of film features a ski pass to Bretton Woods Mountain Resort, which is only 2 miles from where Maura's car was located. The creepy thing about this pass is that the pass is dated from only 2 days after Maura's disappearance. The same man is seen in yet another video, this time dancing as he plays a song on a keyboard, just prior to a strange cryptic message being provided on screen at the end of the video. And if this wasn't enough to tie the channel to the case, Mr. 112 Dirtbag's very name appears to be derived from the case. As was mentioned earlier, Maura Murray's car and disappearance is related to Route 112. Couple this with the fact that Maura Murray's father called the people who kidnapped Maura a dirtbag when interviewed on TV, and it seems obvious that this channel in some way associates with the case. Rumour has it that the channel was soon shut down and the man was identified as Alden Olson. Olson was allegedly interviewed by police. However, information suggests that the police did not have enough evidence to charge Olson with any connection to Maura's disappearance. After spending some time analysing the videos myself, it does appear very suspicious that this man would have such cryptid messages and even a ski pass associated to the time of Maura's disappearance. Because of these things, I believe that it is likely that the man is somehow connected to the disappearance. And while it is easy to see how a man with such strange behaviour could easily be viewed as someone with traits associated with a disturbed individual, without more conclusive evidence, perhaps the case will remain a mystery. Be sure to let me know how you think these videos tie into Maura's disappearance.
Number 1.
17-year-old Kendrick Johnson was a student at Lowndes High School, Georgia. On January 11, 2013, to the shock of many, Kendrick Johnson's body was found in a rolled-up wrestling mat in the gymnasium of the high school. An initial investigation and autopsy revealed that Kendrick's death was likely accidental. The first report regarding Kendrick's death stated that Kendrick had likely gone into the wrestling mat head first in an attempt to retrieve a shoe, and as a result, Kendrick had become stuck inside the mat and suffocated. Students who knew Kendrick also somewhat verified this story during questioning when they stated that Kendrick was known for throwing his shoes on top of the rolled up vertical mats and would then go to retrieve them. Unsatisfied with the report though, Kendrick's parents hired a private pathologist to conduct a second autopsy. The second pathologist, in a strange twist, determined that Kendrick died as a result of blunt force trauma. Students had discovered Kendrick's body inside the mat after they climbed a cluster of them. The mats, being approximately 6 feet tall and 3 feet wide, were presumed to have been accessible to students to tunnel into. However, after further investigation, it is unlikely, if not impossible, for someone of Kendrick's size to have squeezed into one of those vacant tubes. After the second report was provided, coupled with the seemingly inconsistent stories, the case was announced to have been put under formal review by the Middle District of Georgia. Along with these details, Kendrick's body was also stuffed with newspaper after the initial autopsy. The funeral home, which had processed the body following the first autopsy, also went on record stating that they never received the organs belonging to Kendrick's body. According to reports, the funeral homeowners were informed that Kendrick's internal organs were said to have been destroyed through natural process and discarded by the prosector before the body was sent back. Apparently, as a result of this void, it was protocol to stuff the body with newspaper, cotton, and sawdust. But perhaps even more troubling than the above information is the CCTV footage, or lack thereof, regarding Kendrick's last moments within the gym. 290 hours of footage from inside the school was provided to media stations after a court ordered that the footage be released. Some of the footage shows Kendrick's final moments as he enters the gym just moments before his death. But, oddly enough, there is over 3 hours of film missing from the footage related to this time. One major explanation for the case revolves around two brothers named Brian and Brendan Bell. The Bell brothers were Kendrick's classmates and just so happened to be the sons of an FBI agent. All of this and more has led many to believe that Kendrick was killed by someone during the interval when the CCTV footage is missing. As for my theory, well, for me, the jury is still out on this one. I have read many Reddit posts that seem very logical on both sides. From people who have theorized that Kendrick's reached into an upright mat to retrieve his shoes, only to fall into the mat after losing his grip with one hand remaining outside of the mat, suggesting an accidental death, to people insisting that the initial photos of Kendrick's face upon discovery suggesting blunt force trauma, along with the missing CCTV footage, leaves the case edged towards a sinister cover-up. While either one of these conclusions is tragic, I'm still yet to be convinced one way or the other. But what do you think? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below what you think happened to Kendrick Johnson. G'day mates, it's Busta here. Well, I hope you enjoyed the creepy countdown, guys. And you know, I once heard about this story where I live where some pervert drilled a hole into the wall of a nudist camp. The last I heard, the police, they were looking into it. Oh, they're so terrible, they're so cringeworthy. As always, guys, it would be awesome if you could like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for updates throughout the week. You can also catch me on my second channel, all of which have links in the description below. Thanks again for always tuning in, guys, for all the support and love, and I'll see you, mates, in the next one. Man, my jokes are so crap. I seriously need to work on this so bad, man.